Hello friends and welcome to the Creative Design Team Treat Holder Video Hop. This is Andrea, the Girl Plus Paper, and I'm going to share a special little project with you today. It's a pretty easy project, but I think it makes a big impact. Now before we move on, I'm going to quickly ask you that you go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below so that you don't miss any of my upcoming projects. Here's the project that I'll be sharing with you during this video. It begins with 3 images from our Cricut collections. First is the smoothie handle, next is the actual treat box, and then last, this flower and leaves. Let's hop over to my Design Space app so that I can show you what images I used. First, art booking, next, art philosophy, and last, complete creativity Cricut collection. I created the actual treat box holder out of a piece of Holly Jelly cardstock. Next, a piece of smoothie made the handle, which I actually welded that image together. I used 3 of them and put them together. The flower was made from hawthorn cardstock, and then I used some New England ivy for my leaves. Okay, now let's get into creating the project. First of all, I want to show you that there are score lines that cut that make folding this project very easy. I've just used my fingers, but of course you can use a bone folder if you're more comfortable with that. So I've just folded that up, and now I can just go ahead and run some liquid glass over the edge. I find that I like to use that because it holds the paper very quickly. So I will just tack that together here and just give it a moment. And next I'm going to take the cute little handle and I'm just going to put a little liquid glass. I had a little extra, so I'm just trying to smear it between the 2 ends now. Sometimes liquid glass, less is more. And I'm just going to try to loop that around, and I'm kind of going out of the camera here. I'm holding that down, and I find that I just need to fuss with it a little bit because the handle was just a little, it was just bending a little bit in a way I didn't like. So I just messed with that and put it aside. So then I go on to the flowers that I've cut from our Complete Creativity collection, and I've cut black overlays. So I'm just laying down a little bit of liquid glass. Again, less is more. And I'm putting that onto the piece of hawthorn paper, that saffron pattern paper that was left. You could use just a solid color cardstock, but I had the scrap, so I figured why not use it. And once again with the leaves, I'm putting down that little black overlay, and then I'll move on to the last one in just a moment. I did put a piece of foam tape under each leaf, and I doubled up on the foam tape. I made it, I gave it 2 courses of that foam tape on the flower so that this way the flower would stick up even more than the leaves would. So I'm just going to start by placing one of the leaves in a place where it was similar to the first box, and then I'll do the same with the second leaf, or cluster of leaves I should say. And then lastly I placed that flower, and I showed you the double course there of the foam, and there you go. Now I had some of these little pieces left from our cedar and pine scrapbooking workshop, so I cut one of those apart, and I am just going to glue that sparkly little glitter piece down under my flower. And then the little one that I trimmed, I'm just going to go ahead and tack that onto the top there. And I like that placement. It just gave it a little sparkle that I thought the box needed. As I embellish, I'd like to also give a great big shout out to my teammate here, Julie, who has gone ahead and created so many beautiful projects, including a magnolia layout, which I drew heavily upon her inspiration to create this treat box. So I have now put down some pearls, and I am going over to my cut above card kit, and you might be asking why, but that's because each card kit comes with a D-size stamp set, and in that stamp set I found the Happy Valentine's Day stamp that I used. I stamped it in some black ink on some white daisy cardstock, and then I cut apart the little pieces into strips. And I thought that they just gave the project a sweet little sentiment, and I couldn't resist it. So I'm gluing down those little pieces, and you're going to see me struggling. My fingers don't work so well after a recent neurosurgery that I have had. And so I fuss with things. You won't have this difficulty. This is just all me. And It's good therapy for me, so why not keep crafting, right? Got to use those hands. So I'm carefully trying to place those down, and even if they hadn't come out perfectly straight, that's okay. So that is my treat box, my sentiment included. We compare it to the other one. I have added some stickles onto my original. I'm not going to go ahead and do that here, but I do want to go ahead and show you. It's not coming up very well, but I did take Julie's hint and I used the clear shimmer brush to lay down some sparkles. You might have just caught a little glimpse of it in that first little spot that I, laid down there. But it just gives your project that little extra sparkle that just we're all attracted to, right? So here's the project, and I thank you for watching this video. Please note that down below in this video's description, I have included the links to each and every one of our creative design team members' treat holder projects. Next up on our video collaborative hop is the very talented Miss Carrie, and I can't wait to see what she has in store for us. So please hop along and visit her, and thanks for stopping by here once again. Have a creative day.